Merry Cosmos, the Radio Marshal, the Buruburu One on radio, the Okenze on radio, your big brother on radio. I am the main event and I am here.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Are you ready?
You love music? You love Echo FM 100.7.
All right, everybody, welcome to Straight Talk Live on Echo FM 100.7. It's another beautiful Tuesday morning, and today we will be taking a look at various things that had to concern with the economy. Today, economy is on the front burner on this program because we are taking both the papers and the conversation all together. INEC has gone to court to challenge the judgment that remove restrictions on political parties. The timelines the court gave to the judgment at the Federal High Court. Now, INEC has approached the appeal court seeking a stay of execution order and, of course, to dismiss the YPP party that took them to court for lack of local standing or stuff like that. I don't know why INEC is appealing a court judgment that is simply interpretation of our Constitution. But while we wait for that, the question is why? Why is INEC appealing when INEC is led by a professor of law, and yet our Constitution stipulates that you need to inform INEC 21 days before any of your major programs, and you need 100. You can do your primaries at least before 120 days before the election. Very clear in our Constitution, very clear in the Electoral Act, but these guidelines, do they supersede what the Electoral Act and the Constitution stipulates? So what is INEC going to court for? That's the question a lot of people are asking this morning. So we asked, last time around, when INEC put out guidelines that are going to use the IREF to view, to send results in real time, what did the court say? It is just a viewing center. It is not. The Constitution never stipulated that. But this time around, it seems to me they are going to court again to look as if the guidelines supersede what the Constitution stipulates. So at the end of the day, what is INEC going to court? So I'd like to get your own opinion on that. Today, I don't want to bring any guest in the studio. I like everybody out there to be a guest on the show. I just bring it up. You have your say so we can learn and inform ourselves. Done. INEC is in court. Is this one of those plot twists again?
And more to come.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, what is INEC appealing anyway?
Okay, before we start talking, I don't know if you actually gave appreciation to the people of Avu.
You don't come
Saturday.
Again. We have greeted Avu people. I don't know.
I wasn't here yesterday.
You wasn't here, so you want to greet and greet.
It's wise and it's normal for me to actually do this. So I'm actually grateful to the people of Avu for taking care of us on Saturday May God continue to bless each and every one of you. And for Kachisin, thank you so very, very much.
If I don't talk since now, Kachisin, one just give a position. You know they call her. You said people they use style. Kachisin, I don't know what you and this guy they do.
Thank you very much.
I don't know what you two of them they do.
Don't worry, you will
okay.
call.
My guy here. Here. Chief Dr. Fidel. Is they here? If Kachisin one become in-law, may talk. We don't know what will happen. All right, thank you very much. Let's move on.
Okay.
So I said the INEC is in court, and they are all trying to appeal a court judgment that was very clear based on the court's interpretation of the laws of the land.
Yeah.
So what is INEC appealing? Well, why are they appealing? Because what? One, they gave reasons that the Senate did not approve the Electoral Act and the amendment and all that on time, and that caused a lot of problem for them. And they're trying to make sure they wrap up all these things so they can print electoral papers, they can do heaven and earth and all that. That's why they are putting time on whatever they are doing, just to make sure that at the end of the day, they meet up with their own requirements. But will that be enough reason to go against the Nigerian Constitution? This is now a matter of litigation. We're just bringing it out. So you can have your say on that later on the show. But this time around, on the pages of the newspaper this morning, I have three very important things I want us to touch light. And after that, I'll let you have your say.
Okay.
So, first, on the Daily Post newspaper this morning, everybody, if you have your phone or you have any of your system, you can turn to the Daily Post newspaper because it's very important. Economists reject NBS, that's the National Bureau of Statistics, GDP report as cost of living worsens. Yeah. The NBS said Nigerian economy grew again by 3.89% in first quarter, that is the Q1 of 2026, compared to 3.13%. It means it grew from 13 to 89. The percent recorded in Q1 of last year. So the report showed that the service sector contributed more to aggregate GDP, that is the gross domestic product, at 57.73%, following by agricultural sector 31.16% and industries at 19.11%. But the reality of the question on at hand now is that our agricultural sector is like the worst in years because we're not even producing food. So how did our agricultural sector grow? We look at the service. Yes, service. A lot of people are rendering services these days because that's more of there are no products produced. We are not producing anymore. So that can be understood. But at the end of the day, they say 3.89% gross domestic product growth. If we are growing in gross domestic product and we are borrowing all this money we are borrowing, what exactly is the NBS telling Nigerians? I don't understand. The cost of living is increasing. I'm hearing this morning that fuel may even go up to 2,000 naira per liter. And this is going to be as a result of what we'll discuss next after this particular one. So the NBS report further showed that national GDP stood at 110.79 trillion naira, while real GDP was 51.36 trillion naira, with non-oil sector contributing accounting for 96.08% against 3.92% for the oil sector. How is this believable? You're trying to tell us now that our non-oil sector is generating more money than the oil sector. That's the whole hallmark of all this. After removing fuel subsidy. There's a narration they're trying to tell Nigerians. I don't know what to make of this, but at the end of the day, it is kind of not sounding too real to my ears. I don't know if you understand what I mean. It doesn't look very, very convincing that this is real or fabricated. But anyway, it's brought by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, so it's the only organ responsible for this in Nigeria. So with this, what does it hope to achieve? The Daily Post reported that the surging energy cost with cooking gas at above 1,500 naira per kilogram of cooking gas, and yet our GDP is increasing. Fuel at 1,400 naira per liter, 1,350 has been sold here, and diesel at 2,000 naira per liter, as against the backdrop of nearly 3 months old Middle East crisis. And our GDP is growing by 3.8%. So what does the government see as the gross domestic product?
No.
That is exactly what we want to ask this morning. Well, exclusively, the former president and chairman of the Council of the Chartered Institute of Bankers, CIBN, Maazi Okechukwu Unegbu, and the president of the Bank Customers Association of Nigeria, Dr. Uju Ogumbunka, said the country's GDP has not reflected on the lives of ordinary people battling with a high cost of living. GDP growth yet to improve Nigeria's lives, Unegbu. On his part, Unegbu said, despite successive improvement in the country's GDP figure, the life of ordinary citizens or ordinary Nigerians has not improved. So the gross domestic product is a reflection of the life of the people.
Thank you.
The prices, the goods, the production, these are all things, what is sold, bought, and sold within the economy, within a particular period, which is either Q1 or Q2 or the other, but there are 4 quarters in a year, accounting year. So at the end of the day, how can you reconcile the GDP growth and the life of the people? Does it make any sense that we are growing while people are getting more famished? I had a rumor, and I saw it on social media, not confirmed yet, that President Bola Tinubu has said that the universities will have to generate their internal revenue to pay themselves. What does that mean? Increment of school fees.
Federal included.
Now, federal government will talk now. Now, who the state government will talk before? So, well, at the end of the day, when these things are happening, there is more taxation. People are being taxed out of life. Remember, they go tax the air with the breathe.
Well, you said rumor. Let's see.
So at the end of the day, if I'm being taxed for a liter of fuel I buy, there is more money in the coffers of the government. They increase import duty, more money in the coffers of the government. They increase school fees, more money in the coffers of the government. They increase transportation, more money in the coffers of the government. So everything the government is talking about growth is money they take from you.
Thank you.
And at the end of the day, they now say it's gross domestic growth.
Product.
How are we growing? If the government is getting richer, does it mean Nigeria is growing? I don't understand. I'm just asking a simple question that needs answers. I don't have a guess. Everybody out there. If Nigeria government makes more money, does it mean we are growing? That's the question. Because income is not growing, but expenses keep growing. And the government keep making money. Does it mean Nigerian GDP is growing when the people are getting poorer? We just had a report yesterday that 35 million Nigerians will soon be living in abject poverty and hunger by the UN. And just after that, the NBS brought a report of 3.389 growth in GDP. This has been going on. Every time there is an international report, our government will bring a report to counter that. Every time there is a negative report, there is always a counter. If there's a positive report, there's also something to back it up. So in this case now, who is deceiving who? That's the question. I want to leave you with that. So on that note, you can have your say when we open up the phone lines. All right, we'll move on now to 2027 presidency. Done. This one is go sweet for your mad pass.
Hey, God.
All right.
2027 presidency. Opposition parties in disarray produce factional candidates. Swiss.
Yesterday, the ADC had their national convention for the second time because there was one before another one yesterday. Same party. The only party in Nigeria who does not have faction yet is APP and the NDC. These two parties. NDC was just legalized this 2025, so they never even stay. So the leadership time never even reached to swipe. So at the end of the day, this is what we're going to come back and we'll discuss, because it's time for us now to go to our newsroom to bring you the news update. And after that, we'll continue with this conversation. Remember, this is Straight Talk.
This week to help those in need.
If you know that it's God Almighty that created you and created we Nigerians like you need to do good things for us because the masses are suffering. How you can suspend me here? Are we are slaves?
I am going to win this election.
That is the truth.
Stay informed with Echo FM 100.7. Join us for exclusive interviews with experts, breaking updates on local and global events, and in-depth coverage of issues impacting our community. Tune in every weekday at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo,
People, this is not story time. On top, Echo.
and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at Echo FM. Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the Fresh News People.
Catch up with the latest news updates on Echo 100.7 FM Owerri.
Welcome to the news update on Echo FM 100.7. We are the Fresh News People. Here are the latest stories we are keeping tabs on. The federal government has declared Wednesday, May 27 and Thursday, May 28, 2026 as public holidays to mark the Eid al-Kabir celebration. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, announced this in a statement issued by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Magdalene Ajani. According to the statement, the declaration reflects the federal government's respect for the faith and spiritual heritage of millions of Nigerian Muslims observing the festival alongside the global Islamic community. Challenges arising from backlog clearing documents at the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, have slowed operations on the National Single Window NSW cargo clearing platform in the early phase of its rollout. Director of the NSW Secretariat, Tola Fakolade, said the platform experienced delays due to difficulties encountered while reconciling data obtained from government agencies and international partners. Suspected gunmen who abducted 39 students and served 7 teachers in Ahoro Esenile community Orile local government area of Oyo State are now said to be in touch with the state government for a ransom of undisclosed amount. The continued delay in the release of the victims had led their families to mount pressure on the federal and state governments, just as the Seyi Makinde administration has vowed to deploy resources to get the victim returned alive. The Kwara State Police Command has confirmed that suspected armed bandits launched a coordinated midnight attack on Yashikira community in Baruten local government area, burning parts of the Emir's palace and abducting 10 people, including wives and children of the traditional ruler, Alhaji Omar Seriki. Following the incidents, Commissioner of Police Ojo Adekimi ordered a full-scale tactical operation involving the military, police, forest guards, vigilantes, and other security stakeholders to rescue the victims and track down the attackers. And in business, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria has engaged members of the International Airlines Association of Nigeria as part of efforts to strengthen protocol services and improve passengers' experience at the nation's airport. Responding, the FAN director assured stakeholders that all complaints and observations raised during the meeting would be reviewed to improve service delivery and operational standards across airports nationwide. And in the world of sports, AC Milan have sacked head coach Massimiliano Allegri after a dramatic end to their season saw the club miss out on qualification for UEFA Champions League for a second consecutive year. The decision came after a 2-1 defeat to Cagliari Calcio on the final day of the Serie A season, which confirmed a drop from 3rd to 5th place and triggered a sweeping internal review. And on the foreign scene, Iran's top negotiator Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, Foreign Minister Abbas Arachi, and Central Bank Governor Abdul Nasser Hemeti have arrived in Qatar for talks with Qatari Prime Minister on potential deal with the U.S. to end the 3-month war and release of its frozen assets. The trip was intended to assess whether Washington was serious before Iran accepted a truce deal. It was also meant to ascertain Qatar's readiness to provide support with regard to U.S. pledges. And that is all for the news update at 10, brought to you by the news desk of Echo FM. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms. On Facebook is Echo FM. On X, at Echo FM_Owerri. On Instagram and YouTube is Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net. And that is the news update at 10. Thank you for listening. Don't touch that dial. Straight Talk. We'll be right back.
Every day,
Every hour,
every minute,
and every second.
breaking news occur
From our villages,
in our cities,
new government policies,
the economy,
politics,
social news,
entertainment news.
security concerns.
We, the people, converge.
To analyze
Separating facts from fiction.
lies and truth.
We dissect.
We integrate.
We harmonize.
We criticize.
And we bring you all the juicy details.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. It is Straight Talk.
Straight talk.
Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Shall I begin? I am your host. I am your anchorman. I am the presiding bishop of this ministry, and I am awesome. My name is Barry Cosmos, the Radio Marshal, the Buruburu One on radio, the Okenze on radio, your big brother on radio. I am the main event, and I am here.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Are you ready?
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome very much, everybody, to this wonderful program called Straight Talk. No bending corners with the Radio Marshal Barry Cosmos, and of course, Alpha Dawn. She is here, radiating very well. Anyway, where you go yesterday, sir? My first ask, where you go?
Brukutu 1. Should I answer?
Where you go yesterday? Go Konangida. All right, let's go. Let's continue. Okay, so we were talking about the opposition party disintegrating into factions. The only party who does not have a faction now is the NDC. The only presidential candidate is Peter Obi. The Accord Party does not have faction as well as the APP, which we are yet to see if they are. Yesterday they had a state convention, and the national convention is still coming. The national executives were here in Owerri. What they are more interested now is probably states elections, not the federal. They are not presenting any candidate for the presidency yet. We have not seen any news from them at all. So as it stands now, only NDC and the Accord Party have no faction. The rest of the opposition, the PDP, ADC, NNPP, all of them get faction. Yeah. So we have multiple factions. So how can these people, are they serious-minded to challenge the whole jagaban of the APC and the might of the APC? So this is very, very interesting. So the only viable candidate who has no claim, no wahala is Peter Obi. The rest of them, in PDP, we have a faction led by, what's his name? The Turaki-led faction has presented former President Goodluck Jonathan as their sole candidate, while the Wike-led faction presented one, is it Sonato? I don't think that name is rings a bell to a whole lot of people, but definitely, let me see if we have that name here. I think maybe I just have to search for that name. I just want everybody to know that the Wike faction has also presented a governorship candidate, definitely. So we'll bring you that name very soon. And we have the SDP having 2 presidential candidates. And, I mean, it's crazy. So the only party not having any wahala is the APC, undisputed President Bola Tinubu, the NDC, undisputed Peter Obi, and the Accord Party. I don't even know the name of that one yet because these ones are, I don't know if they're contenders or pretenders, which of them, but they are all contending. Surprises can still spring. Surprisingly, Sure is not in the picture this time around. He's not contesting a one. Okay, so at the end of the day, are these people serious? All this opposition, all of them put together, pack all of them for one bus. Are they serious at all? Are they really serious of contesting with president?
That brings me to this particular statement now. If you cannot beat the allegation, you harm it.
No be so my home. I don't have. All right. Oh God. See, Social Democratic Party, SDP, People's Democratic Party, the African Democratic Congress, all have 2 presidential candidates. In SDP, we have Prince Adewolu Adebayo and of Professor Sadiq Gombe-led faction. And the National Working Committee, we also have Abimbola Atanda of the Shehu Gabam camp. Gabam has now been removed by the court as the leader of the SDP. A faction of ADC, which is loyal to the party of presidential candidate Dumebi Kachuku, on Sunday chose Kachuku as ADC's 2027 presidential standard bearer. That was on Sunday, televised all over. While the Senator David Mack led ADC, which is recognized by the INEC, had his primaries yesterday, and we are not yet privy to that information of who they have chosen amongst former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi, and Mohammed Hayatuddin. Yeah. These ones are the 3 people contending for the ADC ticket after Peter Obi left. Well, the outcome of the nationwide primary is yet to be released as at this time before I stepped into the studio. I don't know if it has been released so far. The Wike-led faction brought in Sandy Ono. Have you ever heard that name?
We're hearing it now.
Sandy Ono. While Turaki-led faction is producing former President Goodluck Jonathan. Jonathan, you said, how you going to do with Sandy Ono? I don't know who that will be. Jonathan, Wow. At the end of the day, never say never in politics.
Yeah.
Well, it is so sad. Donald Duke is favored to pick the PRP ticket.
Today.
These are all, Donald Duke was ADC, all of them were in ADC. ADC just disintegrated. Erufai never talk. That one never free from court case and all the madness. In the LP, we also have factions there. So, are these people serious? Let me just ask everybody, is the opposition, are they serious at all? Yeah. From having a coalition to disintegrating into nearly 12 aspirants for one seat with the incumbent. How do I want to use work? Where have you ever seen it work? It not the work. All right. Does that give Peter Obi a better chance in the NDC with a new party? That's another big headache. Oops. At the end of the day, we just get to see if President Goodluck Jonathan will kuro enter these murky waters and embarrass his legacy, or he will stand tall at the end of the day. All right, let's move on to something more interesting. Dangote is facing price war as NNPC backs fewer imports. Dangote sued the NNPC and the government for giving out licenses for imports of petrol. They went to court, and then let's just take a look at the Punch newspaper now and what it says about it. Let's go down.
Okay. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has told the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos that petroleum products from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals (FZE) are sold at significantly high and fluctuating market prices, warning that granting the refinery's request could hand it monopoly control of Nigeria's downstream petroleum sector. The National Oil Company stated this in a counter-affidavit in opposition to Dangote Refinery's originating summons in suit number FHC/L/CS/8572026 before the Federal High Court, Lagos Judicial Division. Similarly, marketers under the aegis of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria supported the NNPC, saying competition must be allowed in the petroleum sector to prevent what it called price exploitation, saying multiple sources privy would bring about a reduction in fuel prices. In the counter-affidavit, a copy of which was obtained by our correspondent, the NNPC asked the court to dismiss or strike out the suit on grounds that it was incompetent, premature, disclosed to no cause of action, and constituted an abuse of court process.
This is a very interesting matter. Dangote Refinery sued NNPC for giving import duties. They're demanding that they stop importing fuel into Nigeria, that their company can provide all this.
Yeah.
On one hand, it sounds very good. But on the other hand, when Dangote now have monopoly of supplying fuel to Nigeria, so whatever he decides to sell, telling us is market price abroad and all those craziness that happen in the oil sector, Nigeria have no say because we have banned people from importing. So marketers have no choice than to buy whatever Dangote tells them to buy. Now, Dangote will be saying, I'm doing this for the good of Nigeria domestic production and all those craziness. But at the end of the day, Dangote's price has been fluctuating every 2 days, every 3 days. It keeps increasing or reducing, making us unsteady. There is no plan. You cannot plan in Nigeria now that, okay, I have a plan, a production company, and my diesel cost is going to be so and so amount for the next 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. You can't plan because of the price fluctuation. Two, you can't even make forecasts based on price fluctuation. So this is affecting the business environment completely because nobody talk about NEPA light again. All of us, we don't forget them. Everybody is now either a generator or solar. And Lagos State on the build solar. Very soon, Imo State will learn them because there's no more light. By the way, there is another news that concerns light that our president has cancelled the World Bank loan which they approved that has not been disbursed in the tune of $717 million that is meant for power revamping and all that. So there's not even hope for power at all now. So everybody depends on generators for their operations. So if we do that, how will this happen? If Dangote price continuously fluctuate, and if you give import duties with what we experienced before Dangote came in on board, every day they do landing costs, carrying costs, fuel prices, OPEC costs, this one. So who is now for Nigeria? Is it Dangote? Even the marketers are shouting now, monopoly, control monopoly. What do they want? They used to tell us anything they want to tell us until Dangote came on board. And now they are trying to make sure that Dangote is not the sole distributor. Why should Dangote be the sole distributor? Because our NNPC cannot function. So with this now, what's your take on all this one? The NNPC is telling the court, no way, never give monopoly to Dangote. In as much as we want our domestic company to produce, do you want monopoly of price control by one firm? This is the big dilemma for the court to decide. So where do you stand on this matter? I told you we are going to talk about three very important things today, and I think we've dealt with these two. All right, this is one of them. We said this and that. Now we'll talk about the economy. Remember the GDP issue? I've asked a simple question. If Nigerian government is making more money, does it reflect the GDP growth when it's not affecting the common man and the lives of people? Not even just the common man. Before, we used to have the poor people, the middle class, and the rich people. Now, we don't get middle class again. It's either you're rich or you're poor. So, in this case now, what has happened? GDP has grown, or Nigerian government is just playing kalo-kalo with Nigerians, telling us what they want to tell us when we know that the gas has increased. Kerosene don't increase. Fuel don't increase. Food don't increase. School fees don't increase. Importation, everything increased. Most of these things are increased by government themselves. And then they are taxing every taxable. They tax like there's no tomorrow. You receive money for your account, tax. You send money, tax. At the end of the day, ATM tax, bank statement tax, bank maintenance tax. Every day you put money in the bank, the money keep reducing. No interest whatsoever is added to whatever savings. Before, savings account, they generate much more interest. Now, nothing. So does that count for GDP growth? These are our questions. I think we've taken two so far. Before I bring out the third one, let's open up the phone lines for you to add your voice to the conversation. 0911 20,022 or
0707-454-1014.
Okay, phone lines officially open. Let's get to hear your own take on these matters. Good morning. Welcome aboard to Straight Talk.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
I'm Paul Odikode.
All right, Paul.
From Orogwe.
You're welcome.
Our oil problem started in the year 1993 election during the time of Moshood Abiola. Moshood Abiola allegedly frustrated all Nigerian refineries so that the business of the country will be in disarray. So after doing that, Abacha then gave order for any reason, because there was problem in Nigeria at that time, no fuel, no operational things, all the industries were affected. He now gave order that they should look for anywhere to import fuel. After importing the fuel, they now tested the gain. It is easy for them to be checkmated by our national refinery, that's the local crude, than for them to be checkmated when it is being imported abroad. So this fuel issue is like somebody, you produce cassava. Instead of you producing that cassava and mobilizing it to become gari or fufu, you now have to take it to the market as a lazy person you are. Give it to somebody that will process it in gari, process it to become fufu, and whichever thing that you use. At the end of it, you now end up going to buy it from the person that processed it. So which gain do we have? If we continue in this importation, now NNPC that is Dangote with Dangote. What is preventing us from refining our own fuel here? Enough is all these things. We are not ready to hear all these things again. Please, let our fuel begin to give us what we need in Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Paul.
All right, Paul, thank you very much. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Barry and Don, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you now?
We do. You want to break our ear, so what didn't happen? Guru there. What didn't happen?
My brother, they're inside market.
Hey. Okay.
Now the generator where they talk, you know, say somebody say generator won't break in here.
Okay.
Now the situation where we find ourselves.
Okay.
So, by the last 2 days, I withdrew 2,005 to recharge my phone from POS. By the time I recharged 750 as airtime, I put in 750 data. Is it not 15? Is it not supposed to remain 1,000 naira?
Yes.
But what I saw was 700 and something naira.
Now tax, now they don't collect them.
Based on your question, whether our GDP is growing or they are taxing us, my brother, we are the one that is growing the pockets of the individuals in government, not even our. They don't say our GDP. Because when you say our, that means we have to benefit from it.
Okay.
Yes. The individuals in government, they are ripping us. They are not ripping me, Paul, but they are ripping the pocket of the masses so that they can grow richer. But do you know how I interpret it? I interpret it that they are the laziest form of people. You know, somebody that is a 419er is the most poorest person that thinks in his heart that he can defraud another person to get you wealth. You see, these people that go to the market, do work and do all these things, Okada people, you know that they are intelligent. Because for you to wake up in the morning and think on how to move around and make money legitimately and come back to your house with peace, my brother, is a good deal. So there's nothing like our GDP is growing.
Okay.
They are just trying to make sure that they keep on ripping from the pocket of others to grow themselves. But may God help us. God bless you, sir.
Thank you
very much.
Hello.
Good morning, buddy. Good morning, Don.
I greet you.
You're welcome.
No, this is Emma calling from World Bank.
Okay.
Because, Barry, you hear what they said just after the war. Go on. Thank God he's alive. Our problem, oil boom, as I turn to oil doom. Our problem is not money, but how to spend it. And they lavish the whole thing. No plan, no planning. You have what a nation is said to be rich by the microeconomy, the healthy microeconomy. That is the small-scale industry. That is how is keeping China, Japan, and all the rest of them. The macroeconomy is the total national resources and how it is managed. But the key, the foundation of the economy is micro. The microeconomy, how you can generate some income sufficient enough for you and your family, and all the rest generate them. And that's employment is among the small scale industries. But that area, that line is dead, completely dead. And as long as it is dead, there is nothing you do that can save it. That's what America is doing, making sure that the industries there are working, the private companies are alive. Like this, your radio stations, how many do we have how many are the government radio stations are employing? But you people are all over the place employing. That is micro economic growing. We have, as you said, lazy people who they can't plan. They are not just to stealing the money and borrowing. Why will you not borrow when your microeconomy is down?
All right. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's touch the messages now. Geoffrey Ohiri, Daddy Joe from Ogbako says, Dave Omahi's comment about Tinubu being the Biafra we are looking for in Southeast is really mockery of Ndibo. When Nnamdi Kanu is still in Sokoto prison now, They have shared the seaport, no one in the southeast. Who is deceiving who? I blame the people who were listening to him because of stomach infrastructure. All right, thank you very, very much. We also have this one done.
Okay, this one is from Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas Okechukwu, always radiating from Ezinhite in Bise. By the special grace of God, my party, Action Alliance, does not have any faction case here.
Action Alliance, that's AA. All right. Omako Fidelis Ndudi, what a name. Says, good morning to my good people in the radio. For me, politics in Nigeria is a big scam. Imagine the type of primaries done in various political parties. Shame. Even Nigerian masses are not making things easier. God have mercy on us. Amen. All right. This one is from Ezen Nayagburu, Barrio and Queen Dawn. Happy morning. Welcome, Queen Dawn. Hope you are okay. Are you okay?
Yes, I am okay.
We missed you yesterday. Yes, the voodoo and Yahoo arithmetic result of APC presidential primary speaks volume. How can any reasonable person believe all these statistics the government have been rolling out? Barrio, Nigerians entered one chance bus when they subscribe by default by giving power to APC. It is left for Nigerians to do the needful come 2027 or consult Dr. Joel to Jackpot.
Okay, bro.
The people said that you will not kill me, we'll have this money. All right. So if you cannot do this thing, consult Dr. Joel, make you Jackpot go Europe. All right, nice one. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, the Don and Mr. Cosmos once more.
I greet you.
And this is Ahmad that calls from Uche Street in Owerri.
All right.
Mr. Cosmos and Don, the truth is that Nigerian government is simply robbing Peter to pay Paul. Where the masses are Peter, the government and politicians are Paul. And it pains me that they are doing this with the greatest impunity and goodness. What pains me more, Mr. Cosmos and Don, is that some of us who are selfish, sadistic, and unpatriotic Nigerians don't want the continuity of this same government. It's unfortunate. Despite the evils of monopoly and price fluctuations of this Dangote's products, I still government Dangote has done something good for Nigeria. For now, what is the NMPCL doing in order to alleviate the suffering of Nigeria with their products? If not for Dangote, they would have increased their products out of the reach of the common people in Nigeria. So let's not be deceived by what they are saying or what they are doing.
All right.
Thank you. I'm up for it.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's go to more analysis on that Dangote matter. Are you aware that Dangote blocked NNPC from buying more shares in the Dangote refinery? Shortly after that, we started hearing import and duties and all those. They want to give license and craziness. So it's like, okay, you don't want us to get involved in your business and make money, so we are going to give people to go and import so that they'll reduce your own business. Dangote went to court. This is the kind of shenanigans these people do that makes me go crazy. At the end of the day, because you are saddled with the responsibility appointed to lead a particular government of organization, then you start using it as a bargaining tool for somebody's private business. That is another angle to look at all this. So I just don't get it. Nigerians, the people who lead in various governmental agencies are mostly the biggest problem we have in this country. Most of us look at the president. Yes, the buck falls at his table. But the various sectors led by different individuals are worst off. They're the worst set of criminals we have in this country. Somebody will just stay there, steal money belonging to a sector that is supposed to get the money to the coffers of government, and we'll keep quiet. Now, how many billions of dollars was used in trying to refurbish the NNPC by Kyari and his executive in the NNPC. Where is Kyari today? EFCC, where is he? All the money, who is taking responsibility for all those monies wasted without the NNPC functioning? At least even the Port Harcourt or the Warri refinery that they said was coming. They went and blew smoke, carry news, go everywhere. It's working, it's working. Not even one tanker carry fuel or diesel out of the NNPC. And this man is roaming free. Some people are still working there, causing more trouble for the only refinery that is functional on one hand. On the other hand, if we now put Dangote as a sole person to produce and distribute fuel, according to the NNPC, there is no evidence to show that Dangote can satisfy all Nigerian needs when it comes to energy. And something can happen. Dangote refinery can break down. Where we want to go? This is a very precarious situation. I don't know how we are going to deal with this, but that's a reality. I'm just making it clear for all of us. Those of us that don't see it clearly. We have on one hand Dangote, who is servicing Nigeria now, but he determines how much he wants to sell because it's his private business. Government can't tell him how much to sell. Since there is no price control in Nigeria, according to President Bola's policy of open market, that the market forces determine how much a product will sell. So the government has no cap on expenditure or no cap on any product cost in Nigeria. It is left to the market forces. So Dangote can decide to fluctuate his price like he's doing right now, legally without breaking any law. But once he continues to do that, who bears the consequences? We, the Nigerians. On the other hand, we have a very corrupt NNPC which has yielded no result. Now, there is debt cancellation by the Tinubu administration to NNPC, cancelling trillions of naira they were supposed to remit to the Federation account. The question is, where did the money go? Who is being held responsible for the money? And to cap it all, who is the Minister of Petroleum in this country? Mr. President. These things are happening under our president nose as a minister, the controlling minister of this particular energy sector in Nigeria. Nothing to show for it. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let me take a call from here. Good morning.
Hello. Hello, good morning.
Who be this?
That's a child's voice.
Hey, good morning. Who's picking the coming? And this is not be anti-Mary program. All right, it's a serious business. Yeah. It's a serious business. Thank you very much. Wait on Saturday. You call Auntie Mary because that's when you have fun with Auntie Mary on radio, not today. Good morning. Who day?
Hello, good morning.
Sorry, good morning, Barry.
I greet you.
Good morning, Queen Dawn.
Good morning.
Chief Bright Ago is my name.
All right.
I'm calling from Ohadele, London, in Obosema. Our leaders, if they want to do something, they will do it. But if you ask me, they don't want to do it. I mean, something that is reasonable. They don't want to do it because they don't have our interest at heart. Why do I say so? If they want to fix our oil sector, they will do it. Because if you fix our oil sector, I think they have gotten it right. But if you look at what is going on and how things are, the way things are going, so to say, you can agree with me that because of it's my party, it's my man, they don't want to revoke all these oil licenses from all these people who are using it anyhow, even using it to support all these so-called bandits. They don't want to look towards such direction or that direction. They don't want. But we are trying every day. Our economy is down. They don't want to fix it, like I said before, because they don't want. They want Nigerians to be suffering And that is the reason I said I cannot congratulate Mr. President for winning this APC primary election.
All right.
Why must I congratulate Mr. President? After all, he told I and you, that if I don't give you steady light, don't vote for me again. Why is he coming out again? Has he given us steady light? Let me stop here so far.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Chief Bridago, thank you very much. Let's take this message on our WhatsApp and we'll come back for INEC matter.
Okay. Good morning, Barry, the Radio Marshal, the Buruburu 1 and the Burukutu 1 of Echo FM. Good morning, Don Ekoma and Prince Chiedozie Owumere, writing from Owerri. The truth is that Tinubu and his APC government knows that they have failed woefully in all ramifications. That is the reason why they are now feeding Nigerians with lies and propaganda. Barry and Ekoma, this corrupt government is so desperate that they can pay anything as bribe to bring any lies just to praise this failed government. They said that they are growing and they have removed subsidy, but every month he will borrow. Haha, who is deceiving who? They forget that any good leadership will reflect the lives of its citizen. It's only shameless and irresponsible sycophants that will be supporting this failed government of Tinubu. Despite the whole propaganda, they know the truth. That is why they are afraid of electronic real-time transmission of results. If really he is doing well, he should test his popularity by doing free, fair and credible election like Jonathan did. Let them hide their faces in shame because they have destroyed this country. INEC is now making a case just to favor one party. It's very unfortunate. I rest my case. I'm Prince Chiedozie Owumere.
All right, Engineer Bukat texting from Futo. He says, INEC appeal over party primaries and defections based on the argument that the Senate did not approve the new Electoral Act resembles a thermodynamic system experiencing severe constriction inside a capillary tube. Okay, if you've seen a capillary tube, you understand what he's saying. The High Court judgment was expected to create smooth laminar flow towards constitutional equilibrium, but the appeal introduced excessive flow resistance, increasing the viscosity of democratic justice. In fluid mechanics, once a capillary passage is narrowed, pressure losses increase while flow efficiency decreases. That is exactly what this appeal represents, a throttling valve obstructing the free movement of electoral legality. Technically, the judiciary attempted to stabilize the system through pressure equalization, but INEC responded with a reverse compression cycle that generated political turbulence, entropy rise, and unnecessary heat dissipation within the democratic chamber. In simple engineering terms, when institutional pressure keeps building inside a constricted capillary pathway, the system risks cavitation, instability, and eventual structural failure of public confidence. Engineer Ebuka, texting from Futo. All right, another big, wonderful one there from Engineer Ebuka. Let's take this one again.
Okay, this one is from Saint Nicholas Ukechukwu, always radiating from Ezinhite Mbise. By the special grace of God.
I think we've taken this one.
We have.
Okay, Julie Nasike is up next.
Okay, good morning, my eloquent and majestic Barry Kossi and beautiful Don George. All this Kokoma music being danced by NLPC and Dangote is disgusting, annoying, and disheartening. If only Nigeria could know the danger in importing fuel, it will do all it can to repair the country's refineries and compete with Dangote within the country. Yes, this is because any material termed for exports by foreign countries, that material is inferior as compared to the one used in those countries. Nigeria should borrow sense and work on our refineries and refine our crude and end the stupid fuel importation. This is sheer nonsense. As for the opposition parties, they are not yet serious. Otherwise, they would be more sensible and reasonable. With what is happening now, they are saying that Tinubu should continue. Isn't it, Lady Julie Nosike?
All right, thank you, that one. This one says, good morning, Ogabari and beautiful George. Just look at the high level of inflation rate we are facing. Expenses keeps increasing without increasing income. APC government now. Wow, fauna. From Coach Mike from New Owerri. We have Dr. Mrs. Emma Olebra from Owerri. Says the economic situation of this country is biting harder and embarrassment. Our economy is in shambles and people are dying on daily basis. Of what use is it that more money accrued to the government and the people are in excruciating pains and emotional trauma? The masses are trembling over the uncertainty of the future. How are the masses being affected by the GDP? Is this reform for the living or the dead? The economy cannot be revived without adequate supply of power, which is a sine qua non in manufacturing and production. Let's tighten our belt as harsh economic realities bite us harder. Thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebra from Owerri. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Don and Barry.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ogam.
Yes, I am senior citizen Mazuzoma.
Hi. You don't get us today.
That I'm tempted to stop having gotten you today.
Okay.
But let me just say one or two minor things. Barrio, whether the GDP is growing or slowing or active or whatever, how does it affect Nigerians who buy and sell? I don't know whether you have noticed any effect. I should have asked Dawn if I was sure that she goes to Economy or to Relief Market to buy. Maybe she goes only to the supermarket where prices are down. So I won't bother her. I've never been to a market before. But you know, every time I ask you, in governance in Nigeria, where is the interest of the people of Nigeria? Stop calling them the common man, I beg you.
Okay.
Where is the interest of the people of Nigeria promoted? If not promoted, how is it encouraged to stay at where it is? Somebody says GP has grown. I don't know whether you remember when Buhari invited some journalists from channels. And one of the journalists was putting figures from the National Bureau of Statistics. And Buhari said, where did you get that to? He said, why do you believe what they are saying?
Yeah.
His own National Bureau of Statistics, the president didn't believe him. Why do you want me to believe what you are saying now? But I was a man in this country when they introduced the Naira. And Naira was 58 kobo to $1. And today, you hear somebody saying the Naira has appreciated at over 1,000 Naira to the dollar. And you're talking of appreciation. What a way to abuse English language. As for Dangote and Nigerian petroleum, but hear this again. At the time they were importing petroleum from everywhere and everywhere. Sometimes you bought fuel which destroyed your engine. You had to get some mechanic from the filling station to go and repair and offload everything there. And that's where they want us to get back to. So that they will bring anything in the name of petrol and you will buy because you don't know. You get to the filling station, they pump the rubbish into your vehicle and the vehicle will stop. Let us tell ourselves the truth that the forthcoming election in 2027 is not about party. It's about the people of Nigeria voting against those who are persecuting them, who have destroyed them. You said there is no middle class. What type of middle class do you expect in an economy like this? Let me tell you the truth. If you are not very rich, if you are rich, you are in trouble. If you are not very rich, you are not a Nigerian. That is, most of the people of Nigeria have been marginalized. Thank you so much. I'm senior citizen Mazuzoma.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll get you again next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
You'll get us tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay, just before we go, let's just touchlight this INEC Wahala a little bit. We have about 10 more minutes to wrap up. So the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has appealed the Federal High Court judgment that nullified parts of its 2027 election guidelines, including timelines for party membership registers and primaries. INEC is currently seeking a stay of execution from the Court of Appeal to restore its original disputed timetable. The current legal and electoral situation regarding the appeal involves the High Court ruling. Federal High Court in Abuja nullified INEC's revised timetable, which had directed political parties to submit membership register and databases by May 10th. The trial court argued that the shortened time frame provided under Section 229 sub 1 of the Electoral Act. INEC appeal is that they are asking the Court of Appeal to set aside this ruling and grant a stay of execution so that the original scheduled time, which sets the party's primary window between July 1 and September 30, 2026, remains in force. Well, this is what INEC is asking from the court. Well, the implication is that the status quo until the appellate court hears and determines the motion for stay of execution and substantive appeal. The exact deadlines for internal party primaries remain a point of intense legal contention. But the issue now is that the court has not said nothing about this, but this is what INEC has said they should do. What is the reaction of the public? What is your own reaction? Let's hear the reaction from you now before we go. All right, 0911-20,022 or
0707-454-1014.
Let's take some calls. Good morning. Who there?
Hello.
Are you serious? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Barry and my sister over there.
Good morning. Why your voice doesn't sound like person to chop?
It's a problem of this country.
I just say don't believe food.
My brother, everywhere.
All right, name.
My name is Ellen from Okurata, where not local government.
All right, Ellen, go ahead.
We are talking about this our Nigeria problem about INEC and court. Number one, I'm so happy what happened in the court on last week because some governor in this our state in this our Nigeria, they take that opportunity about INEC to undermine many of their people in the House Assembly. They just take people they like. They are not thinking about the sitting House Assembly again because they know they don't have an option. When the governor do that, they just pick anybody. Imagine for this our state, a woman comes back from abroad the same day the election, they buy ticket and win. You know aware about. The people that are there, they have worked for the governor before the arrival of the woman. They take them away. But all those things are backfire them. I appeal for the appeal court to let the high court judgment to be stand. You understand? Because our people do need a good people again.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, my brother. What is going on in Imo State Judiciary now? See, Imo State Judiciary is coming off. Many things are told to go there. But if the governor refuses to confirm the right person is there, it's
all
not
right.
good.
Thank you very much. God bless
so
you.
much,
Okay, let's take another caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, Chineke, who am break my ear? Good morning to you.
Hello?
Hello.
Good morning, we can hear you.
Yes. Good morning, brother.
Welcome.
I want to contribute on the issue of the GDP that they said that it has appreciated.
Go ahead.
Yes. What I think is that the statistician or whoever that is in charge of statistics probably has included asset and liability.
Okay.
Or liability in assets. Because when you do so, you will not actually determine what the balance should be. So I don't seem to believe that. There is no appreciation anywhere. Everything is in decline. Every variable, every indicator, every variable in Nigeria is heading downwards. Even further, not even downwards, they are in negative axis. So that is my contribution. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you very
God.
much.
All right, we appreciate everybody who has called in. We have time for one more call. Who is going to be our last caller? Welcome aboard.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Barry. Good morning, Don. My name is Chief Jude Ubaja. I usually call from Duchi Organimo. Barry, let me talk about the cancellation of 7.7 million US dollar power loan from World Bank. And I want to begin by saying, how else can one describe a government that is unprecedentedly and humongously concerned about the yearnings and aspirations of our people than this?
socially by the bishop. Cancelling this, I think, is a very welcome development, which I believe may not have come because of the cries of Nigerians against this. So those who criticize Mr. President of not having unprecedented listening here to their yearnings and aspirations, I better use it to bury their heads in shame.
Wait. Chief, before you start saying people should bury their head in shame, a government decide to do this reform, went and borrowed money to bring power. They've wasted half of that money. That money was $1.2 billion, and they have taken part of it, nothing to show for it. They canceled their own mistake, and you say people who are crying should bury their face in shame? Chief,
well,
make me understand. Make me understand.
Okay. Have you told the government this before they decided to cancel?
No. They canceled because it was not working. That's what they said. It's their unofficial. You want me to read it out for you? It's their unofficial statement. It's not mine. So what I'm saying, they said it wasn't working, so they had to pull back and reject the funds approved yet to be disbursed by the World Bank. Why are you doing try and error with Nigeria and using 1.2 billion as try and error?
I think this is an independent opinion.
It's not my independent opinion.
The government is doing this.
No, Chief. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. Go check your facts.
Okay. But the government has said that I'm sure that one of the most important reasons why they cancelled because of the cries from Nigeria that the borrowings have become too much.
No.
So
No. Don't misconstrue. The government stipulated, said the reason why they're cancelling. So why are you now coming up with a reason that doesn't exist? Nigerians have been crying for so many things. Why have they changed it? The reason why they cancelled is simple because they said it was not working. Okay, let me, before we go, I'll bring out the real talk so that everybody will go. Don't misinform people, please.
Okay, but I want to tell you this, right? No matter whatever it takes, even if it means borrowing for 20 times to develop our power sector, which is a critical infrastructure, I don't think that, there's anything wrong about, because without power, Nigeria will go nowhere as far as development is concerned.
Since they started borrowing, what has improved, Chief?
I say the engine room that both the scientific, technological, and industrial development of any country.
What has improved, Chief? That's what I asked you. What has improved?
Developmental-wise.
What has improved, Chief? In light, what has improved, Chief, in electricity?
It's a gradual process. The room was not built in a day. It's a gradual process. I know Mr. President made a promise to Nigeria not to vote him back if he doesn't improve the power sector. But you see, some of the problems is caused by, some of them are by human in nature. What people have actually been frustrating the efforts of government in this regard. So what do you expect him to do? Life is not, if you plot the graph of life with time, you won't get a straight line graph.
Okay, Chief. Thank you. You don't carry us exceed our time we're supposed to come out. Thank you very much. You know, I like to have conversation with Chief. They make me happy sometimes. All right.
Don't worry.
No, all right, on that note, we're calling it a wrap today on the show. Chief Jude Ugbaja, as usual, coming up to hail government for one mistake they made and they're trying to correct. By the way, that money was 1.2 billion that was borrowed for power improvement purpose. They have spent a part of the money. Is remaining 717 million out of 1.5 billion, 1.2 billion. I beg your pardon. So that money they spent wasted, nothing to show for it. The power is now getting to darkness. Now we are now spending money to buy darkness, borrow money to import darkness into Nigeria. And now they said they want to correct that. And you are coming to say, well done, the government is listening. Oh, me, Tabo. On that note, I'll be running around and leaving the studio for Mary. Mary, you were not here yesterday. Your people kept calling me, where's Mary? Where's Mary? Call see Mary here. Mark, come on, I'll leave you here now. Bye-bye. Health Revolution is next. See you tomorrow for another round of Straight Talk. Done, oh yeah? Stay here. No, to go anywhere.
Geenụ ntị n'egwu a na-abịara ọha na eze. Frank Obieze Ụzọchi, onye ama dịka Dr. Moranya, bụ onye ama na-eti egwu bongo si na ebe elu Emeke Obibiezena. O nwere ọtụtụ egwu n'aha ya. Ị ga-enweta egwu ya niile na digital music platforms dịka Dito FM, Spotify, Apple Music na Boomplay.
Akwara suya dadi ji yo, ke na hogora. Ị ga-amụrịla anya this time. And I want to assure you by this time of
You love music?